Censkai.
E3 is the most exciting time of the year to be a gamer. We get all new information about games coming out, we get exclusive new reveal trailers, pretty much anything you can ever dream of comes out at E3. And this year I decided to hop on the hype train and create my own personal top 10 games shown off at E3 2017. So let's get it started, shall we? That was a good take. Good thing I decided to make this list so close to E3. Ah, crap. This one is pretty self-explanatory, hence its low place on the list. But for anyone who hasn't been initiated into the masterpiece that is Shadow of the Colossus, then this one is for you. I originally played the game on PS2, but I also replayed the PS3 version because, I don't know, I'm a sucker for amazing games or something. Shadow of the Colossus puts you in the shoes of Wander, who, in order to save his dying lover, makes a journey to the Forgotten Lands to undertake the task of defeating various colossi scattered about the world. Use Wander's expert climbing skills to scale the large behemoths, and use your wit to figure out each of their weaknesses. Shadow of the Colossus effortlessly combines these unique boss fights with both subtle and dark storytelling. Couple this with a large open world that manages to be both haunting and mesmerizing, and you have an experience that you cannot replicate. I have no doubt that this game will be even more amazing on the PS4 whenever it comes out.
Hey, you!
Huh?
Yeah, you. You like games?
Yeah?
Are you a glutton for punishment?
Yeah.
You like vampires? Not the ones from Twilight, but like actually cool vampires?
Yeah!
Then Code Vein is the game for you!
Code Vein looks really fun. I think I've already mentioned this in my Evergrace review, but I really enjoy the Dark Souls series, and Code Vein is one of those games that borrows heavily from the Souls formula. You play as a vampiric remnant in a world destroyed by ruin. Demonic creatures litter the area, and your job is to kill them and steal their blood. Taking blood gains you the ability to obtain gifts, and can be upgraded and customized to your specific gameplay style. Code Vein also features a companion system where you can recruit people to join your cause and assist you in battle. I hope that they spend a little focus on the companions as well, developing the relationship to your character and investing the player even further into the story. That would be a good way to improve upon the Souls formula already. Code Vein looks like it has a lot of potential as an anime-inspired Dark Souls game, and I will definitely be excited to play it when it comes out. Monster Hunter is definitely a cult classic series. I've personally played it off and on since Monster Hunter 3 for the Wii, and I picked up both the series' 3DS offerings. The handheld games are still a lot of fun, but it's been so long since we received a Monster Hunter game on console in the States, and World does not look like it's going to disappoint. Just based off the reveal trailer, it looks like Capcom is adding so much more to the already established gameplay. Cover mechanics, realistic animations, new ways to interact with the environment, and a grappling hook. A grappling hook. I mean, how cool is that? Capcom could have just ported one of the 3DS games to the PS4, but they opted to improve the formula and truly give fans of the series what they've wanted for a long time. I know I'm excited for it, and you'll catch me swinging from Rathalos to Rathalos when Monster Hunter World comes out. With my grappling hook. Okay, look, I'm gonna start this entry by stating that as soon as I heard this game announced at E3, I immediately wanted to hate it. But once I actually saw the gameplay, I was immediately convinced of the idea. That game was Mario plus Rabbids Kingdom Battle. And in my defense, it's only because I don't like Rabbids. I'm sorry if that upsets anyone, but I just don't find Rabbids that entertaining. They just seem like discount minions to me. So when I heard they were being partnered with my beloved Mario characters, I was a tad skeptical. But as soon as they showed the game in action, I was sold. Heavily borrowing from the XCOM series, Ubisoft is creating their own version of a cover-based strategy shooter with the titular Italian plumber and cosplaying bunnies. Take cover behind walls, reposition allies using gymnastic maneuvers, or use warp pipes to flank your enemies. The blending of the Rabbids and Mario universe works surprisingly well, and it's also worth it to see Luigi, Peach, and Yoshi wielding arm cannons to blow Rabbids to Kingdom Come. Considering my love for the XCOM series and just strategy RPGs in general, I'm excited for when we get it this August. South Park. You either love it or hate it. And I personally love it. South Park is a great show, not afraid to say what it wants to say in the most grotesque and frank manner. South Park's Stick of Truth was a flawed but fun experience. It replicated the feeling of watching an actual South Park episode incredibly well, but the only issue I had with the game was the overly simple combat system. Fractured But Whole is instead opting in for a more grid-based battle system, similar to the Final Fantasy Tactics or Fire Emblem series. This gives our newly superpowered characters special moves that can inflict status effects on enemies or destroy obstacles on the battlefield, or can cause you and your enemies to be pushed to other spaces. This creates so many opportunities for complex battle setups and optimal party setups that I'm just getting excited thinking about it. Taking place after the story of Stick of Truth, the boys of South Park are now playing Superhero, and as we are still the new kid, our previous exploits are completely forgotten. We start out with a civil war of sorts as our group of heroes is split due to a disagreement about their movie deals. The story seems to be as shocking and adult as it was previously, and the slower paced turn-based combat allows the humor of South Park to shine, letting all the jokes happen organically. I'll be picking it up this fall, unless the game gets pushed back. Again. I really wish I had more to say about this, but all we got was a reveal trailer, so... don't make it like Other M? Please? Please don't? Don't do that? Please? Please? Please don't? Don't do that. Please? Just don't. Just don't do that, please. State of Decay was such a good surprise for me when it came out. Yeah, it was low budget, and it showed in the presentation and story, but the gameplay was done so well. You could create your own base, scavenge resources, meet interesting survivors with their own unique characteristics and skills. Even adding in permadeath was fun, and it added tension to an already bleak world. And it was only $20! State of Decay 2 doesn't seem to be really improving the engine of the first game, but based on the trailer at this year's E3, the story seems to be getting a real upgrade. Unless we get another Dead Island fake out, but let's not jinx this. Gameplay seems to be more of the same, which honestly doesn't really bother me. As long as we get more survivor skills, more customization options for the survival base, and a larger sandbox to play in, then there's gonna be no complaints from me. I love Xenoblade Chronicles, and by extension, Xenoblade Chronicles X was okay. Not that I thought it was a bad game, it just didn't have the characterization the first game had, and the mechs didn't really do it for me. Although I did like all the extra characters to choose from, what can I say? I like games with multiple characters. Extra stories for each character, special abilities, and you get a web of intertwined, interpersonal relationships. And I got off track a bit there in lieu of gushing about games with multiple playable characters again. Look, just give me Radiata stories too. Xenoblade Chronicles 2 boasts a new, updated anime look, and the MMO-style open-world gameplay is being vastly improved. Combat involves using auto attacks while using arts intermittently to perform extra damage on your foes. Some arts can also increase in damage depending on your character's position to the enemy. New to this game, our heroes use weapons called drivers that can be customized using blades, and these blades can grant new powers to each driver as attackers, healers, or tanks. Each different blade adds new moves to your art palette as you level up, greatly increasing each character's role and allowing you to create your own unique battle strategies. The blades also seem to be their own characters, so as long as they handle them with the same care that X did, and structure the game with the same engrossing storytelling that the first game did, then it will be the perfect sequel when it releases later this year for the Switch. So for this entry, I decided to put in 2 games. Sonic Mania and Sonic Forces honestly have the same level of excitement for me. I am a huge fan of Sonic games, in case you couldn't tell by the openings of my video, or my channel portrait, or the plethora of Sonic music and sound effects that I've used. Essentially what I'm saying is that if you didn't know I was a Sonic fan, then that's no good. That was my Sonic impression. It's probably not that great, but it's mine. Sonic Forces is the follow-up to Sonic Generations, which honestly is one of the last good Sonic games to come out in the last few years. Look, I said I was a fan, not that I was delusional. Combining both classic and modern Sonic stages, we're now tackling a world where Eggman has taken over, and we have to take action into our own hands by using our own original content, DeviantArt Sonic fanfic character. Honestly, the one thing I'm not too excited for is the custom character aspect. But I am excited to explore new Sonic levels and revisit older Sonic levels with 3 unique gameplay styles this time around. As long as they just copy the physics and the style of Generations, then it will probably be awesome. Probably. On the flip side, Sonic Mania is everything that the Sonic community has ever asked for. A product of passion through a collaboration of both fans and developers, Sonic Mania intends to recapture the timeless gameplay of classic Sonic games. With deeply detailed sprites, a new exclusive move for Sonic, updated levels from previous games, and newly created levels exclusive to this game, Sonic Mania looks nothing short of amazing. Expect a whole load of me freaking out when this game comes out next month. Yes, Fire Emblem Warriors is top of the docket. My #1 giraffe pick. My E3 gold medal. I am out of metaphors, but I'm gonna keep this going. With the release of both Fire Emblem Echoes, Shadows of Valencia, and Fire Emblem Heroes this year, my love for Fire Emblem has been renewed to the level of intense fervor. Fire Emblem Warriors is looking to give the same treatment to the Fire Emblem series that Hyrule Warriors gave to the Legend of Zelda series. They claim that with Fire Emblem Warriors, they'll be adding in the same strategic depth available in the main series Fire Emblem titles. I am not too sure how in-depth those mechanics will be, but they did add in the character switching feature from Samurai Warriors, and the critical attack feature introduced in Hyrule Warriors, with multiple characters bringing to the table their own unique skills and weapons, large fights with a plethora of enemies to hack and slash, and an original story with new original characters to play as. I'm hoping to blow dozens of hours in Fire Emblem Warriors when it comes out for the Switch, like I do with every Warriors game. There were a lot of good games this year at E3, and as such, I only really picked the top 10 games I was most excited for. And it's my own personal list, so if there's any that I left out or any that you're more excited for, please leave it in the comments below. I'd love to hear/see it, however you look at comments. Either way, I guess. If there's anything else you want to check out, I just did Persona 5 review. You can check it out. I also have my last main channel video, which is Tonic Trouble. And then if you liked it, leave a like. And then subscribe if you want to see more. And I'll catch you guys later. See ya.